Okay. Professor Kemp, could you tell us something about this? What some governments are doing now about this concept of transition energy?
Well, as you will know, there is a problem of current energy systems not really being sustainable. Certainly not environmentally sustainable, but there are also concerns that it's not economically sustainable. So there is a widespread view that we have to move to alternative energy sources and different energy technologies. And this is viewed by many as constituting a transition. Well, in my country, which is the Netherlands, this concept of transition is also a concept which is used explicitly by government officials, because what we have in the Netherlands is policies for managing the energy transition. And this is also something I've been involved in myself. With Jan Hopmans, in 2000 I developed this idea of transition management, which was applied, transition management for sustainable development, which was applied to the energy system at the request of the Dutch government. And then for about 7 years we have, let's say, energy transition policies in the Netherlands. And it's an interesting approach because it's a governance approach. So not just government, but it's about multiple stakeholders who are involved in this process, in which no one is really steering the whole process, but in which some type of coordination is being achieved by various actors who are in a more or less horizontal relationship. So not vertical, hierarchical, but more horizontal. And the key elements of this approach are that, let's say, there's a long-term vision of what the energy system should be like in terms of certain parameters. And one of the important parameters is that it's low carbon, so that a reduction of carbon emissions of 80% is being achieved. And then, of course, there's sort of more traditional parameters like that it should be secure, it should be reliable, it should be affordable. So it's not a technological vision, but that's, let's say, the kind of goals which the new energy system, which we don't know yet, has to meet. And to get to that, let's say, long-term energy system, which is desirable from a societal point of view, various transition paths have been identified. The number of paths is increasing every year, more or less. I think now we have 34 paths, which are then being explored by business actors, which also are getting some kind of support from the government, and in which also civil society is involved in some way. It's fair, however, to say that it's mostly business and government, which are key actors. And it's an approach which is oriented towards innovation, but not a single type of innovation, or only, let's say, innovation in renewables. I'd say that a wide set of options are being explored. And the basic philosophy is that through a process of variation and selection, the Netherlands moves to a more sustainable energy system. And well, this approach now exists for about 7 years, and well, it's getting a lot of attention. I think also internationally there are sort of other countries interested in this type of approach. It's a kind of evolutionary approach with a portfolio of options. It's very much based on ideas coming from business about sustainable energy, and no choices made about what the energy system, the future energy system should look like. So in that sense, it's kind of open, evolving, and which also fits with my own view of what sustainable development is, because I don't think you can define sustainable development in technological terms and then use a planning and implementation approach. Sustainable development is always based on problematic aspects with getting attention and also anticipation of possible negative effects, and all this is part of the energy transition approach in the Netherlands.